What if I told you that Nintendo's been building a two-pillar strategy for their biggest franchises, and it could be the key to reviving even their most dormant series? We've already seen this with Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Donkey Kong, and now Splatoon. And even more series could be joining the party. What is up, guys, and welcome back to Gamebird Classic. Today, I'm going to be talking about Nintendo's two-pillar strategy and why I think it works so well and how I think it could reshape the future for Nintendo's IPs like Starfox and F-Zero. Without further ado, let's dig right in.
In and out.
For those Slim Jim!
You're watching Gamebird Classic. One more thing, don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscription button so you guys can be notified when I upload brand new videos. Take it away. So what do I mean by two pillars? It's Nintendo creating two complementary styles of games within the same franchise. With Mario, you've got the big sprawling 3D adventures like Odyssey or Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy even, alongside the more classic 2D side-scrollers like Super Mario World or Mario Wonder or the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise. With Zelda, you've got massive open-world epics like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, balanced by smaller-scale isometric experiences like Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds, the Oracle games, Minish Cap, Echoes of Wisdom. With Metroid, Nintendo splits the franchise into both the side-scrolling Metroidvanias like Dread and the more immersive first-person adventures of the Prime series. With Donkey Kong, they've just added Bonanza as a 3D open-world platformer, while a new 2D Donkey Kong is surely inevitable to round out the series. And now, for the first time ever, Nintendo is doing the same thing with Splatoon. For years, Splatoon has been a one-pillar series, competitive online multiplayer-focused shooter, but now, with Splatoon Raiders, we're seeing that second pillar emerge. It's a single-player, possibly roguelite-style adventure that emphasizes on exploration, a completely different side of the world in characters. That's a perfect example of how this model lets Nintendo keep their IPs fresh while expanding into new territory. So now let's ask why this works. The genius of this strategy is balance. Nintendo keeps the classic formula alive for longtime fans while experimenting with new directions that grow the franchise. It creates a steady release cycle, keeps IPs relevant, and broadens the audience. You might not be into giant open world Zeldas like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, but you might love the tighter top-down entries like A Link to the Past. Or maybe you're not into 2D Mario like New Super Mario Bros., but you'll sink 100 hours into a 3D Mario like Odyssey. Now, with Splatoon, maybe multiplayer battles aren't your thing. Maybe you don't like online PvP, but you could fall absolutely in love with the Raiders as a single player, again, maybe roguelite adventure that features more exploration and character development. Either way, the franchise stays strong and it keeps pulling in brand new fans. Now we're on to the good stuff, dormant IP potential. And here's where it gets exciting. If Nintendo applies this approach to more dormant series, it could give them new life. Let's take a personal favorite of mine, Starfox. The first pillar is obvious. You got the arcade-style, on-the-rails shooter we all know and love from Star Fox 64. Fast, replayable missions, branching paths, secret bosses. This classic formula works beautifully with the score-chasing arcade experience. That's Pillar 1. But Pillar 2, this is where Nintendo could truly reinvent the series. Something we've seen Nintendo do with Zelda, Donkey Kong, Mario, and many others. Imagine a full-scale, narrative-driven Star Fox adventure. Instead of bite-sized missions, you have an expansive story that takes the crew across the Lilat system. You'd still have those classic dogfights, but layered into larger missions that blend exploration, cinematic cutscenes, and ground-based gameplay. Think Ratchet & Clank with its mix of tight combat, light platforming, and story-driven missions, but also swap in epic space battles, squad dynamics with Falco, Slippy, and Peppy, and branching storylines where your choices affect who survive and what worlds are saved. Maybe you could dock at space colonies, you could upgrade your R-Wing or have skill trees for each of your characters, and take on side missions that expand the lore of the Lilat system. It would feel like finally seeing Starfox live up to that cinematic promise it always has hinted at, giving fans both the arcade thrills and the big space opera that I've been waiting decades for. The next game is one I've been waiting for a while, and that is F-Zero. This is where the two-pillar idea could get absolutely wild. Again, we all know the first pillar. High-octane, 200-mile-per-hour racing madness of classic F-Zero, pure adrenaline, skill-based, punishing, and beloved by hardcore fans. That pillar, it never goes away. But for Pillar 2, let's finally answer the question, who is Captain Falcon outside the racetrack? He's not just a racer, guys. He is a bounty hunter. So, for a moment, imagine a game where you actually play as Captain Falcon, patrolling a massive cyberpunk metropolis. You're chasing down criminals, you're taking contracts, and unraveling a mystery that goes deep into the underbelly of this futuristic world. I think the gameplay here could blend multiple styles, and this is something that's been on the tip of my brain for a long time, many years, but exploration. We have free roam through a neon-drenched city, uncover secrets, talk to informants, and hunt down targets. Combat has hand-to-hand fighting, heavily inspired by the Batman Arkham series, where you can chain together Falcon punches, grapples, and high-flying acrobatics. Racing. This is a key part. When bounties escape, maybe you leap into your Blue Falcon for high-speed chases that play out like open-world racers. Think of Forza Horizon-style events, but with sci-fi highways, destructible environments, and insane stunts. And to top it off, let's add a cyber noir narrative. Think Blade Runner vibes, with Captain Falcon caught in a story full of corruption, betrayal, moral choices about which bounties to take, and what kind of hunter he wants to be. They could have really cool, moody narrations, side quests, all sorts of crazy madness that would make this F-Zero not just a racing series, but a franchise with two completely different but equally compelling experiences. This is one that I've been hoping for many, many years. I know it's weird, but it makes sense at the same time. He is look at his fighting style in Smash Brothers. He's a bounty hunter. Let's put this into a game where you're doing bounty hunts. Let's go beyond Starfox and F-Zero now because, these are just two examples off the top of my head. Well, maybe not off the top of my head. It is something I've been thinking about for a while. But imagine what Nintendo could do if they applied this model to even more of their library. Think about Kid Icarus. A pillar could be a modernized version of the fast-paced on-the-rail shooter action we saw with Kid Icarus Uprising. The other, maybe a full-blown mythological action-adventure in the style of God of War or Bayonetta, with Pit battling gods and monsters and massive immersive set pieces, or even something like the Ice Climbers. On one side, you could keep the classic arcade-style climbing gameplay. On the other, maybe you reimagine this as a survival-based co-op adventure set on sprawling mountains with weather systems, crafting, and giant creatures to take down. I don't know, maybe you go fully realistic with the Ice Climbers and you do something more along the lines of Uncharted. And that's just scratching the surface. Nintendo's history is filled with unique IPs. Punch-Out!, Golden Sun, Chibi Robo, which I just started playing on NSO, and the game is weird and wonderful in all the right ways. What about Earthbound? What about something else within that universe? All of them could thrive under this two-pillar approach. Nintendo's two-pillar approach could be brilliant. It keeps franchises fresh, appeals to different audiences, and ensures there's always a steady flow of games for fans to enjoy. We've already seen it work wonders for Mario and Zelda. It's a matter of time before we see how well it works for Donkey Kong, as well as with Splatoon with the brand new Splatoon Raiders, and I really believe that if Metroid had this treatment without these decade-long droughts between sequels, it could work for Metroid too. So the question is, which franchise gets the two-pillar treatment next? Drop your predictions in the comments below, guys, because I'm telling you, if they bring this model to Starfox, if they bring this model to F-Zero, or even Kid Icarus, we're in for something special. But honestly, guys, I want to hear your thoughts, so please sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you feel about the two-pillar approach. Again, like I said previously, let me know what games you would like to see get this sort of special treatment. And guys, as always, if you like this content, please hit that like button, smash that subscription button, and smash that notification bell so you guys can be aware when I upload brand new Nintendo-based content. Oh, and guys, check me out every Wednesday night with Thunderstash Gaming, Nintendo Prime, and Eric Moore on the Nintenbyte Podcast. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I know the gang and I, we're going to be going to PAX West this year, so we're going to be going hands-on with tons of Switch 2 goodies, as well as some great third-party stuff, and we'll have loads of footage, impressions, and thoughts on that. For now, guys, I'll see you all on the next Gamebird Classic. Peace!